Good news for drivers. A new analysis finds the average price of gas in the U.S. is expected to fall to its lowest level since 2020 this year. According to gas price tracking website GasBuddy, the average price of gas is forecast to drop to $2.97 per gallon this year. It marks a 13-cent drop from average prices last year. While the yearly average will fall under $3, GasBuddy notes there is some expected fluctuation throughout the year due to seasonal demand, weather, and geopolitics. Average prices are expected to edge up higher than $3 between spring and early summer before falling to $2.83 by the end of the year. Here to break all this down is Patrick Haan. He is the head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy. Always good to talk to you, Patrick. Thanks for being here. So GasBuddy compiled all of this analysis before the strike on Venezuela. Will that attack affect the forecast?
Yeah, great question. I don't see any impact yet from Venezuela. Keep in mind, we are just writing the next chapter in what's developing in Venezuela. It's going to be a very long path. We don't even know what leftovers are going to look like of the Maduro regime. And it's going to be simply quite a long ride till we see exactly what's going to happen there. Will there be loyalists that stay behind? Will the U.S. end sanctions on Venezuela? Just a lot of unanswered questions. And it's very early in the potential process to see Venezuela eventually increase production. I expect it could take years before we see infrastructure rebuilt and before Venezuela potentially sees a major increase in oil production, if we even get there.
So why are average gas prices expected to be lower this year than previous years?
Well, a lot of this really has to do with coming off the pandemic. Gas prices surging as the U.S. economy reopened, Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Since then, a slow but steady rebalancing. The big impact this year is that OPEC last March decided to increase oil production on a near monthly basis. Now, while those production increases are paused for the first quarter of this year, that additional supply has pushed oil prices to multi-year lows, falling below $60. It's those lower oil prices that are going to open up the door to the decrease in gas prices that we're expecting for this year.
Which areas of the country will have the highest and which will have the lowest prices?
Well, California and the West Coast are going to be the most at risk with the nation's highest prices. California is seeing yet another refinery shut down due to the regulatory environment. That's going to keep gas prices elevated in areas like California, Nevada, Arizona, Oregon, and Washington, as well as high tax states like Illinois and Pennsylvania. Those states all likely to see prices averaging over $3, whereas Gulf Coast states close to infrastructure and refineries, as well as low gasoline taxes, are going to see the lowest prices. Places like Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas should see prices over the course of the year below the $3 mark.
This analysis also looked at yearly spending on gas for the average household. How has that shifted over time?
Well, prior to the pandemic, gasoline demand had continued to slowly increase, but 2020 saw a big drop. Of course, a lot of that was Americans staying home. Gasoline demand now starting to pick up again a little bit. A lot of that because more offices requiring workers to go back into the office. So gasoline demand also rising or inching up this year. Also, as gas prices are expected to be lower this year, that could spark additional demand, as well as the Trump administration rolling back some of the EV mandates and incentives could keep Americans hooked on internal combustion engines, boosting gasoline demand.
Patrick Haan, thank you.
My pleasure.